Hi everyone. Today I wanted to talk to you about positivity. And there's a lot going on with positivity. First of all, we have to consider some of the stuff that we've talked about before, like empathy. Sometimes we are not feeling what we should feel, we're feeling other people's feelings. We need to talk about the shadow work that we've talked about. Is there a reason why we're internally feeling stuff? Is it a warning from our inner self? Is it past traumas, stuff like that? Then we have to look at energy. So we talked about energy before. Remember, energy is something that has a vibration to it. So when we're talking about vibrational energy, different emotions have different vibrations. So you can see like proof of that on all sorts of things. Like in the energy video, I gave the example of plants. Plants tend to do better when they're given love and attention, and do less well with negative thoughts being yelled at, screamed at, hurled insults at, stuff like that. So all of that builds into the idea of our own positivity, if we're able to be positive in the world. And I'm not talking about toxic positivity because let me define that for you. Toxic positivity is refusing to focus on the bad stuff or experiencing the bad stuff and only letting yourself experience the positivity. Like when people come up to you and you say, and they ask you, like, how are you doing? Most of the time, people don't really want that answer, right? But in reality, if you were honest, you're going to tell them the truth. However, most of us just have that rote memorization of, I'm fine. Even if it's the worst day on your life, throughout your whole life, you're still going to say, oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. That can be toxic positivity, but only on a larger scale when we are refusing to notice that we're going through stuff and that stuff is horrible. So, putting on a happy face, that's a toxic positivity. All right. So we have to be authentic with our emotions and what we're experiencing. There's a lot going on with us. You might have noticed that you sometimes have multiple emotions during a day, right? And it depends on what's going on. You can have a wonderful day and it's starting out great and everything's going good, and then someone cuts you off. And this is a great example of the positivity that I'm talking about, not the cutting off, but so I was going to work one day, and at a weird intersection that's hard to navigate, and someone pulled out in front of somebody else, and of course there were fingers flying, there was cuss words being screamed out the windows. Someone pulled off, and I was just like, oh, we're gonna have fight. And, cussing, honking, it was just ridiculous. And it was probably about 5 seconds worth of interaction there. But I guarantee you both of those drivers went on to have a horrible day. So you've got to guard yourself against that, because that is where your happiness goes. You had a good day, something bad happened, and now everything else is going to be bad for the rest of the day for you. Whereas me witnessing this, I was able to step back and say, okay, God help both of you have a good day. I hope they went on to have a good day. I highly doubt they did. And I can live in my happiness and retain that happiness that I was experiencing. That's their issue. I am going to live a happy day. So positivity is about focusing on the good stuff around us, being grateful. Gratitude is huge when we're talking about being positive in the world. It's the number one way that you can find that positivity, that happiness. So what are you grateful for today? There can be lots of stuff. Like right today, I get to sit out on my porch. You can see the blue skies behind me. It's a beautiful day. That's something to be grateful for. You know what else you can be grateful for? The rain. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so we can be grateful for the rain that comes to water our plants because we need it. All of these things can be very gratitude inspiring. We can also look at our family, at our friends, and start to see who we're grateful for. Right now, I'm about to sneeze, so I'm grateful for the pollen, because if not for pollen, then my apple tree is not going to have apples on it. So, with the positivity, we have to guard our thoughts. Like going back to when I talked about the empathy. Are you feeling what you are feeling? Are you wanting to be in that feeling? Because we can train our thoughts. We can train our thoughts to get away from the negative and towards the positive. So when you're out driving, are you saying bless you to the person who cuts you off, or are you cussing them out? And I'm not saying I'm not cussing them out sometimes too, because it might happen, but because I have bad days too. But are you focusing on that? Are you focusing on the gratitude, like, hey, I'm so thankful that I didn't get in a car accident? That's where we need to change our thoughts and to shift them from that negativity to positivity. I'm grateful for what I have. My car's been in the shop for, I don't know, a very long time. It's been a struggle, but I'm grateful that I have a car and that I have people that are helping me with this situation. I'm grateful that I'm blessed in abundance in many ways. So if we can focus on that gratitude, we can live in positivity. We can also look at what emotions we are experiencing. I'm not saying like just, well, I'm really grateful that I went through that horrible situation and it was absolutely anger inspiring, but I'm just going to sit over here and be grateful. No. You have a right to feel those emotions. So take some time and feel that emotion. If you're angry about something, feel that emotion. If you're sad, if you're feeling fearful, all of those are valid emotions, and I want you to feel them. The trick is to not get stuck in them. So those people who almost had that accident in that intersection that I was talking about, where fingers were flying and horns were honking, cuss words were coming out like blue smoke. So they had a moment of anger. You can choose not to live in that moment. And we're all human. We all experience emotions on a wide variety of scale. And that's okay. The trick is not getting stuck in them. Because if you're getting stuck in them, you're going to live with that for the rest of the day. And then you're going to spread that to others. So do you think the people in that interaction went on to live a happy day and spread love and joy to others? No. They probably were very unhappy and were cranky the rest of the day and took it out on other people, unfortunately. That would be my guess. I hope and pray that's not what happened, but that's how we tend to work. We tend to take our anger and frustration and fear and anxiety out on other people. But if you're guarding yourself, if you're making sure that you are living in positivity, if you're living in gratitude, if you're living in happiness, the only thing you're spreading out in the world to the ones you love, to your family, to your friends, to those around you, to the people that you meet in the market, you're spreading love to them. And that's just as infectious as anger, just as infectious, and just as important in our world. So I challenge you today to go out there and be positive. Try and change those thoughts. Again, all of this thought work is a lot of work. I get that. I've been there. I've done it. I still do it. So I challenge you to try it. Give it a try for a day and see if you feel better at the end of the day. See if you are focused on gratitude and love and light at the end of the day, as opposed to that who cut me off and the the other things that happen, because we are more likely to focus on the bad things over time than to focus on the good things. But you can train your mind to focus on the good things. So I challenge you to do that today. Go out and have a good day. Spread some love and light to everyone you meet, and have a good day. Love you guys.